A lot of rappers still, it seems like, want to be Tupac. They want to have his popularity. They want people to love them like everyone loves him. But why do you think no one's succeeding?
Well, because this is what they fail to realize about Tupac. In order for them to be Tupac, they would have to die before they peaked. Right before they peaked, they would have to die. So if you don't die, you can't do it. Bottom line, if you don't go die, you're not gonna be the next Tupac, because it ain't gonna be the next Tupac. Straight up.
Slow it down a little bit. There was smoke when the mother's water broke. The doc saw the horns, oh my God, it's a goat. The nurse cut the cord, got shocked with 1,000,000 volts. Almost dropped him on the floor, but the baby started to float. Umbilical cord turned into a gold rope. Mike appeared in his hand, his body started to jolt. Angels injected him with lyrical dope. Same drugs they gave Hemingway and Edgar Allan Poe. The whole world's raving for the baby, the bell tolls. A crowd gathered round, throwing punches and elbows. Then his mama arose and recited a poem. Todd's a hip-hop god, fuck rock and roll. Put his baby in the whip, there was a solar eclipse. Then the spirit came, wrote his name down in hieroglyphs. Breakbeats played, he had a speaker for a crib. She screamed, Jack the Rip, and ignited his gifts. To the parents, he's a legend, to the children, a myth. Here's some first-hand experience of Mr. Smith, alias Mr. Killing every rapper in his radius. Ciphers the stadiums, bars is vibranium. Molecular structure of the nucleus of his cranium. Platinum, uranium, lyrical titanium. In other words, whoever it concerned, if you fuck around with fire, you gon' get that ass turn to ash. True story, I'm walking crematorium, helping rappers earn obituaries from historians. Banging on them, yellow tape and white sheets laying on them. Carved hand tombstones praying for him. Moving the chess pieces like telekinesis. As a toddler, he walked with 2 panthers on leashes. Learned early on where the mark of the beast is. By the time he hit puberty, slick it increases. Slick it in Odysseus on an Odyssey. Intellect is part of me, so pardon me if it's harder to follow me. What does that mean? He's a mythological melanated progeny of royalty, spraying you with soliloquies. Gil Heron with the camouflage gear on. Ignorance is a virus, my ink is the interferon. The last poet, revolutionary with guns loaded. Back to elevate the culture, that's my only motive.
I like Kane, I like G-Rap, I like Eminem, I like Pharoah Monch. I don't know, it might, it's between Chuck D and Cube, like maybe Chuck D or Cube, I don't know.
Yo, YouTube, what up? It's your homie Gab, I'm in the building, and this is Machiavelli Media. Yo, if you grew up in the 80s, it's a very good chance that you were a fan of LL Cool J. I mean, in the 80s, you ain't had too many rappers to choose from, but LL Cool J was like larger than life. You had Eddie Murphy, you had Michael Jackson, and then you had LL Cool J. Straight up. And I was no exception to that rule. I was a fan of LL, Run DMC. Tupac was a fan of LL Cool J. You heard him on Old School. LL Cool J is hard as hell. Yo, LL was that nigga. Tupac gave it up to LL. Had a lot of respect for LL. A lot of love for LL at one point in time. But to me, or is it just me, that a lot of rappers can't get past their feelings when it comes to giving Tupac his props? All Pac ever did was give other rappers their props. You heard songs like Representing, where he just shouted out all the rappers that he was cool with and all the rappers that influenced him. He had no problems of telling you those type of things. But I see so many of these lists by Tupac's peers or his associates, and they don't include him. And I'm saying, how can you not include the most influential rapper of all times? Tupac inspired this whole new generation. Every one of these new rappers want to be Tupac. Some might want to talk about the degree of skill Tupac had as an MC versus some of the other rappers. All that's cool, but when you talk about sheer impact and hits and what you did for the culture, you gotta include Tupac just on those merits by itself. Let alone his poetical genius. Come on, man. It's just funny to me. LL, much respect. But I knew Tupac was on the tip of your tongue, man, and you left him off on purpose. Yo, LL Cool J is back. I know y'all seen him with the Rock the Bell tour. It's good to have a legend like him back. He's definitely in one of my top 5. I got a chance to meet LL twice. Really cool brother, man, really down to earth. But LL was a businessman, and LL was very smart. And he's very strategic, too. I said that to say this. So him leaving Tupac off his list was very calculated. Maybe he wanted to start this conversation. Who knows? But he definitely did it on purpose. Now, LL got a right to have his own opinion. Absolutely. I love many of the rappers he mentioned, especially G-Rap and Kane. But if you're going to give Chuck D and Ice Cube, you couldn't decide between the two, so you put those two in your top 5, along with the 4 other rappers, excuse me. You got to at least throw Pac in there somehow. You know, I know LL had a run-in with Tupac towards the end of Pac's life. But Pac is not here. And it just seems like so many artists still hold on to that, that baggage. That left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. A lot of these people doing the list worked at magazine companies and radio stations at the time, and some of them had run-ins with Tupac. And they can't separate their personal feelings from their, jobs, basically. Talking about the writers. But back to the artists, man. I guarantee you Tupac and LL never had problems. If you take Kadada off the table, if you take LL's I Shot You off the table, I guarantee you LL had a different list. But I get it, you can't take those things off the table. Some of the DJs, Funkmaster Flex, DJ Clark Kent, they won't forgive Pac. They can't forgive Tupac. For whatever reasons. They blame Pac for Big. Some people say Tupac ignited the East Coast, West Coast beef. I wonder how, when Suge was the one they called Puffy out on stage at the Source Awards, but it's all revisionist history. People want to remember things the way they want to, and that's that. But when you look at somebody that's so highly regarded in rap music as LL, I just expect a little bit more honesty. Hey, it's people I didn't like. All walks of life, all spectrums, all different avenues of life, from school, the streets, the hood, to music, YouTube, all types of shit. But if I had to give certain individuals their props, I could. Because at the end of the day, it don't take shit from me to big up the next dude. I'm me regardless. And sometimes I feel like artists think somehow if they give Tupac some shine or some credit, it takes away who they are. And that says more about them than it could ever say about Tupac. It's definitely some insecurities when you're dealing with legacy and the pecking order. Dudes like, I should be up here, and if I put him up there, then somehow it forces me down there. Ice Cube is another one that can't put Pac in his top 5. I just think it's funny to me, but tell me what you think. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to sub to the channel. This is Machiavelli Media. Give the video a big thumbs up and turn on them post notifications so you'll be the first ones to get it when I drop that shit. Anyway, it's been a pleasure as always. I'm your homie Gab. I'm signing off. I'm about to hit y'all with the peace.